everyone, back on again. It's always funny when I finish a video, as I go away, I might go to the loo or have a drink, and more information just keeps on flowing, and they always make me laugh with the things that come through. So sometimes when I come back online, I can't remember what it was or where it was going, but it's just always funny. Um, but briefly there, as I've come off, I've just checked that the previous video had worked before I went to upload it. And I mean, I saw myself on the video and I thought, oh goodness, I look old, I've aged, I've got wrinkles, I know I always mess with my hair, so my hair's a mess. And I was being really self-critical. And I feel that straight away, well, I know from what they're saying that this is a massive important message for people out there. We spend so much time worrying about how we look, how we appear, what other people might think. And also expectations. So what other people expect of us, whether that's looks, appearance, how we show up, our emotions. And emotions, I feel, is massive. So for many people, we'll rein ourselves in. We will hold ourselves in this container almost. We'll dim our light to fit in. We'll stay small. We'll stay quiet. We won't reveal what's really going on within us for fear of how that other person may respond to that, what their reaction may be. A lot of times it's fear of rejection, it's fear of vulnerability, fear of being seen for who we fully and truly are. And we're fearful of their judgment. So I think as well, yeah, you can have a lot of people that are not so much, it's not so much about being afraid of how this person may see them. It's more a case of trying to fit in with that other person's own emotional needs. So for many people, you may find that you're walking on eggshells, you're tiptoeing, you're containing yourself so as not to alarm that other person, to not make for a volatile situation and escalating their own mood and that intensity. But really, in truth, we need to be focusing on ourselves. And I always say this is not coming from a selfish point of view. This is not, oh, it's all about me. It's not at all, because naturally we do engage with other people. We do want to care for those people and support them. But at the same time, if that is changing who you are, then you are not showing up authentically. So you are, well, you're living a lie in itself. And I feel that, as I was just saying, sometimes we can look at ourselves in the mirror and we can see something we do not like. We do not want to go to that part of ourselves. We do not perhaps want to admit that that is how we're feeling or that is what we're seeing. Perhaps even a friend or family member says something to us about ourselves and we react. We sort of get defensive and we question it, and then, I'm not like that. Why have they just said that? You might be shocked. You might be shocked by something at some point that somebody says to you. It might not be in a negative way. It might be said in a light-hearted, oh, you always do this and you always say that, and you might think, no, I don't, and get defensive. But allow for that change in perspective. Allow yourself to look at yourself in the mirror and see and feel that place, that point that makes you feel that little bit vulnerable. Because vulnerability is the key to unfolding what is the truth, what is really going on within. And for many of us, we just spend a whole life just in cycles of repetition, what is comfortable. And I said this in an earlier reading, we are more focused on keeping the peace, staying within this boundary of comfort, than getting into a point of, oh, this is deep, dirty, sort of murky water. I don't know what to do here. This makes me feel anxious. This makes me feel afraid. I don't know which way to swim. I don't know where the light is. And I love the fact that, even before that came, the sun there has just brought the light into this room. And it's like, yeah, trust that. Trust where the light is guiding you. Trust that if you can look through that darkness, through that shadow, look into that point of yourself, that place, whether it's a reflection in a mirror or the thing that somebody just said to you about your own personal self, look at it. Be brave enough to go into that darkness and then feel that warmth, feel that light, and see where that takes you. Because if you just stay small, if you stay protected, guarded, and there we go, in the darkness, you're not living your life fully, authentically, truthfully. And that's usually when things start to become difficult, when you start to get stressed, frustrated, resentment builds, you get angry, you get annoyed, you're not feeling in balance, you're not feeling resonant with that life that you're living. And also, your emotions become stagnant. And if they're not, and then, for many people, you bottle them up and it just becomes a stagnant energy, which changes the whole way of how you show up in the world and how you feel. If it's not going stagnant, it's quite often going the opposite. So it can be explosive. It can be this rage, this anger, this real, it's almost like a volcano just sometimes erupts. And then you come away from that thinking, oh, what just happened? Who am I? What was that? And then again, it's the self-doubt, the self-shaming, the guilt, the fear. And then you start to feel that you don't know yourself, you don't like yourself. And actually, if you'd just given it time before that even got to that point, before it escalated, to just sit with those things, those comments, or those situations, and it can be a situation, so it could be something that happens repeatedly that makes you feel a certain way, and perhaps you don't even acknowledge it at the time. It takes several times for it to happen, and then you suddenly think, oh, here we go again, and you feel that frustration, that anger. And if you're starting to feel that, perhaps you're starting to sigh or moan, or just you're going in the grumpy sort of, you're on a downer, ask yourself why. What's just happened? Or what is it about this place or this person or this job or whatever it may be? What is it? And it can be a place. It can be that you've gone into a particular shop, or you've gone to visit somebody in a city. Something there just changes the energy. Why? What is it? What's happening? Don't wait for it to get to this volcano, and don't wait for it to get to a point where you've just got it all bottled up, and then you're constantly living with all that weight and that baggage and that heaviness. Start to unpack it, start to take those layers off, start to reveal what's really shifting who you are as a person. And I feel that that is so important because, again, much of our lives run on autopilot. We have to be here, we have to be there. Oh, we're running out of time, and then tonight I've got this, and in the morning I've got to prepare for that. It's so much going on all at once, and it's never just about now. It's never the present moment. It's about what just happened, what's going to happen, what's happening next week, what's happening next month. We're always planning ahead, we're always in a hurry, we're always in this rush, this repetitive cycle of running, racing against the clock. But that is the side of us that is piling on more and more layers, and the real truth of who we are deep within just gets lost, it gets buried. And we need to find out who you are deep inside, what you're feeling, what is triggering you, and why. So if you can, pay attention to your mood, pay attention to your triggers, be honest with yourself, take a good look at yourself in the mirror, and just be accepting of who you are. If you love yourself and show up as love, other people will love you, and they will see your light, and you'll no longer be hidden by that shadow and that darkness. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye.